Hello everybody, Ray Garner here with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review of Superman, Lex Luthor Special. It's called The Sound of Super. It's written by Joshua Williamson, and artists are Eddy Barrows and Eber. Last name's what I'm going to have a hard time with. Ferreira? I think that's how it's pronounced. Ferreira. So the book opens with Lena trying to get Lex to play the piano so he can help his memory. This is set after the recent deal against Brainiac and causing Lex to lose his memory. And so far he hasn't remembered anything. And after he basically does not succeed, we do a splash page. This is really well done. I got the Justice League all in action. Fire and Ice, Firestorm, Star Sapphire, and of course Superman. Oh, and the Flash. Let's not forget the Flash. He gets a call from Mr. Terrific, and he goes up to the Watchtower to talk to him because he wants to talk about Open Con, and he's explaining that he's been studying this Elseworld that was created by Apocalypse. And he's having a hard time coming together because he tries not to go down the dark path on logic and assumptions because it can lead you into bad situations. But he's basically saying that we need the key help from Lex Luthor. And I love this splash page of Lex. Several different incarnations of Lex throughout the years. We got Mad Scientist Lex, we got Power Suit Lex, we got Leader of the Legion of Doom Lex, we got Prisoner Lex, and of course President Lex. And meanwhile, Mercy is out in the park, trying to help Lex remember. They're getting some ice cream. And we get a flashback to when he's a kid learning to play this song. And Lionel and his mom fighting because Lionel's drunk. And he's crying, working on the piano. And some people, this lady actually throws... It doesn't burn him, so it's probably like a soda or a chocolate drink, not a coffee. They're telling him Lex should be in jail. Mercy looks like she's about ready to start whooping him when Superman shows up to talk to Lex. And everybody's very apologetic, and Superman's asking if he's had any luck on getting his memory back. Because, talk about Mr. Terrific's problems. And it goes through another flashback. And Lex is asking his dad, I need a radio wave emitter. Look, the sound device, it's a sound device that can send music into space as a simple signal that only some people can hear. And I made it for you. And we go back to the presence in Centennial Park. And Superman's still trying to get Lex to see that certain things are good. And at the very end, Lex is like, I have one question for you, Superman. Do you believe the world is a better place with Lex Luthor in it? And Superman's like, Lex, you're right. I shouldn't be pushing you like this. It's your choice. And he flies off. And Mercy is like, don't listen to him, Lex. Lex. And you can see the anger in his face as he's walking off. Then we have another flashback where Lionel is freaking out, calling him a freak. No kids his age to be able to build that. He goes, I couldn't do what he did. He could never leave this farm. Ever. And of course, he runs out into the deal crying. So he uses his device to play music. And then we cut to the Kent farm. And we have a screaming baby Clark Kent. And Martha's trying to get him quiet. Jonathan is like holding his ears because, you know, this is a super baby crying, so it's super loud. You know, like, we got to call somebody. It's, you know, it can't be normal. She's like, we can't call anybody. Babies cry, Jonathan. And as they see Clark, they'll know he's different from us, and they'll take it away from us. It's like, no one's going to take it away from us. And about that time, the music hits. Now, the Kents can't hear it, but baby Clark can. And he goes to sleep to the soothing sound of the music. We go back to the present. Back to the tower that Lex was in. And he just quietly standing and he sees the piano. And he sits down. And then we have Superman and Superwoman flying around. And Clark gets a call from Miss Terrific. It's like, you know, what's wrong, Miss Terrific? Superwoman and I can be there in the watchtower in a few seconds. He goes, oh, nothing's wrong. I just wanted to thank you. I got the message direct from Supercorp. It's a design of a new kind of transmitter. It can send sound waves over multiversal vibration. I've never seen anything like it. It's going to take some time, but I think this tech, I think we can find a way to communicate with the other world. This is huge. You didn't know it? He's like, no, I didn't. And we have a guardian angel out there. Talk as soon as I can. I got to get back to work. He's like, Lois is like, what's wrong? And all of a sudden he hears music. She's like, you hear that? I do. It's beautiful. Clark's like, I've heard that song before, but I don't. He's like, oh no. She goes, what's wrong? It's Luthor. He remembers. And he's playing the song. So that can mean several different things. We've spent a lot of time in the last few years making Lex a good guy. But of course, Lex Luthor is always best as the villain of the story. To quote Smallville Michael Rosenbaum. I really like this book. I'm a big Superman fan. He is my favorite superhero of all time. And Lex, of course, is his main arch nemesis villain, which by default makes him, to me, the best villain of all time. And I just like villain Lex better than any other version of Lex. So I'm hoping that's the way they're going to go. Doesn't necessarily mean it, because he could also be remembering when he was a good guy and could be going in that direction. But I kind of doubt that's the direction we're going in this book. Anyway, if you're a Superman fan, this is probably going to end up being a quintessential book for you to have in your collection. Definitely a story you want to read, because this is going to be a new launching off point, whether he goes back to being hero Lex or villain Lex. Like I said, my money's on villain Lex. But anyway, check it out and look up.